So shout out to my boy Uncle Hoops. I'm gonna do some of his stats to basically give my argument on why Tatum is the most disrespected player in the league, and these lies need to be debunked. So shout out to my boy Uncle Hoops. Definitely gonna tag him in this video. Let's get it. So basically, I'm gonna start this off with a disclaimer. I love Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown is a number one on any team. But Jaylen Brown is not better than Jayson Tatum. I don't care what the media talking about. I don't care what he did in the last game. I don't care about the 2022 finals. As a basketball player, salute Al. He is not better than Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum leads them and I ain't even trying to be on a LeBron shit, but Jayson Tatum leads them in points, rebounds, and assists. Jayson Tatum is a better scorer, even though Jaylen Brown has improved as a scorer a lot. He's a better playmaker. He's a better rebounder. JB got defense. He's a better ball handler. He's a better three-point shooter. He's a better free throw shooter. JB just has that alpha in him. Let's go.
Hated superstars in today's game. As by some fans like myself, he's viewed as a top 5, top 6 player and a certified number 1 option. Now, to other fans who are more critical of him, they say he's a borderline top 10 player and debatably not the best guy on his own team.
What statement did Jaylen Brown make?
What statement he's been trying to make all postseason long? That he's the best player on the Boston Celtics.
How?
You ask me who's better for the Celtics team? It's Jaylen Brown. And you know what's funny?
How? When Tatum averaged 30, 10, and 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals, all his numbers was better than Jaylen Brown, and he still didn't get the ECF MVP. I love Jaylen Brown. Definitely do. And at times he can be the number one and take over. But he is not better than Jayson Tatum.
They were talking about breaking this whole marriage up between these two. Everybody kept talking about these scenarios. Well, where did Jaylen Brown go? Where should he go? I'm thinking like, hold up. Where should Tatum go?
This nigga. That's why Shady McCoy should not talk basketball.
Recordings.
This is ridiculous, bro.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that
rank and just evaluate, because quite honestly, he's a jack of all trades who's also a master of none. Is he a really good scorer? Of course. A great scorer, a top 3 scorer? Not that level. Passing, playmaking, drastically improved. Great passer, great playmaker? He's not. His jump shot, he's a pretty good shooter. Great shooter? No, he's not that either.
Nope.
So when looking at Tatum's game, he's kind of a 7.5 and 8 in various categories. And that right there is the conundrum. Is for a lot of fans and media members, they can't comprehend a player
Like I said, bro.
playing well outside of points and field goal percentage. And to give Tatum a lot of credit, he hasn't fallen for the media's bait of trying to take over, score 40 or 50 points,
nope.
and really prove that.
And people didn't see that in the first game. How he let his team get into the offense. He was playmaking all game. The turnovers was probably the worst part of that game. But he still was playmaking, playing good defense, rebounding the ball like he's supposed to. But y'all only focused on points. Y'all only focused on field goal percentage.
Prove them wrong.
Yeah, I think, most importantly, my job on this team is to essentially do everything. And that gives us the best chance to win. So not always being, put in the box and just being a scorer. Right?
For the entire playoffs, especially the East Finals and NBA Finals, Tatum stayed the course as a great all-around player and a great team player. As in the end, media narratives fade with time. Championships, they last forever.
Yep.
And looking at Tatum's all-around game, in this year's playoffs for players who played at least 5 postseason games, 5th in boards, 9th in assists, and 10th in points per game.
Wow.
Out of this year's playoffs.
So he's top 10 in the playoff ranks this year in points, assists, and rebounds. But he's trash. Where's JB on this list?
Playoffs, there are 4 players who are top 10 in all those categories. Of course, JT, but also Luka, Jokic, and Joel Embiid. And if you want to talk Tatum's unseen impact beyond the stat sheet, look at Game 1 of this year's finals. As scoring-wise, Tatum, under 20 points on sub 40% shooting. Off pure scoring and shooting, Tatum had a pretty off night. But look at the finer details, other aspects of the game. Tatum in Game 1, he was fantastic. On the offensive and defensive glass, timely boards in traffic,
Yep.
passing, playmaking, made the right play nearly every single time. And most importantly, when Dallas cut that lead to 8 points, people were kind of sweating. Tatum had 2 crucial plays to boost the lead to 16 points.
Then they don't talk about.
Porzingis wide open look. Not that time. Tatum with the rebound. Porzingis cuts to the basket. Holiday, Tatum, wide open three-pointer. It's good.
And when looking at Dallas's defensive,
But nobody talking about his playmaking and his crucial 3-point shots that he made. They just really want to nitpick and talk. They hoping he have a bad game and another bad series and everything, so they can just shit and shit. They want to put Jaylen Brown as the best player, even though he's not.
defensive approach stopped Tatum, it's pretty obvious they're pulling an Eric Spoelstra 2.0. Selling out on Tatum, showing him bodies and double teams, and forcing other guys to step up. Now, unfortunately for Dallas, the Celtics team, it's like a hydra. Multiple heads, you cut one off, another one grows. Got Derek White, Drew Holiday, guys who can shoot, play defense. Jaylen Brown, pretty good shooter, also plays defense. In terms of overall versatility, trying to just stop Tatum solely with double teams against the Celtics team, I don't think it's going to work. And one of the big growths in Tatum's game compared to the 22 finals is this year's finals so far, he's not forcing the issue.
To me, Steph Curry may be the most unselfish player in the history of the game because of the demand that it puts on Tatum. Aggressive show, switch by Brady.
It's crazy.
Theories. But if you watch the 22 finals of Golden State, it's in heat. And as much as fans want to see Tatum drop 30, drop 40, possibly even get 50, this team, and I stress team, doesn't need 40 or 50 balls to win a championship
Thank you.
like previous seasons. And luckily for Boston fans, Tatum and Brown understand that fully.
What's your reaction to J Kidd saying
No reaction.
J Kidd is hilarious.
It's a team sport.
J Kidd trying to play mind games. Oh,
Understand
Jaylen Brown the
that.
best player.
Wouldn't be here.
Okay, Tatum gonna show you who the best player is.
If every NBA team superstar had Tatum's mindset, I guarantee you a lot of teams, a lot of fans would have more hardware and playoff success than they're currently having. And here's the weird thing, Tatum, his all-around game, it's been very much improved. But still, scoring-wise efficiency in his last 10 ball games, he's playing pretty damn well. And look
20
at those games.
last 10 games. 28, 10, 6, 1.4 steals on 45% shooting. MVP numbers. Number 1 option numbers. Come on, bro. What are we talking about?
28 points, most on the team, 10 boards, also the most, 6.2 assists, again the most, 1.4 steals, also the most, on 45% shooting. People who argue
So he leading them in points, rebounds, assists, and steals in the last 10 games. And Jaylen Brown, the best player on the team?
Tatum's getting carried to a championship, carried in these playoffs. I really question, are you watching the games? Do you understand basketball? And can you just read a stat sheet? As doing the bare minimum is looking at stats, Tatum's playoff run has been fantastic.
Fantastic.
And I don't want to knock Jaylen in the slightest. But if you watch basketball, understand basketball, it's pretty clear Tatum, at least to other teams' defenses, is the number 1 option and the best player.
Come on, man.
Has Jaylen been more efficient, the better scorer this run? I'd say yes. But in terms of overall player all-around game, Jayson Tatum is the best player on Boston. But looking at the on and off numbers, especially minus.
Here we go.
Tatum's
Here we go.
overall value was
Yo.
highlighted to the nth degree.
So with Tatum on the court, They have an also offensive rating of 123, which is the best in the NBA.
I was looking at Boston with Tatum on the floor, an offensive rating of 123.
I know he's talking about Tatum.
Now Tatum off the floor, 100.
So with Tatum on the floor, their offensive rating is 123, best in the NBA. With him off of the floor, their offensive rating is 105.9, worse in the NBA. Come on, man.
105.9, a 17-point drop. That rating Tatum off the court is the worst in the NBA. And this might be an odd comparison, but what the Tatum and Brown duo is doing right now is what many expected the Paul George Kawhi duo would do in Los Angeles.
But they didn't. So at the end of the day, we know who the best player is, man. I'll be back to stream in about 2 hours. I'm out.